Around a year ago, I had a video kind of go viral about gay loneliness. And at that point in time, I really was pretty optimistic about the trajectory of gay loneliness and how there have been so many things in place over the years to help the LGBTQ plus people feel a significant sense of belonging. But I would be remiss if I did not talk about my worries regarding 2025 and the peril this year kind of presents when it comes to our ongoing conversation about not only gay loneliness, but the loneliness of the entire LGBTQ plus community. And we all can acknowledge that on our very near horizon, there is going to be a new political administration taking leadership. And we know that they are not a huge fan of protecting the LGBTQ plus community. And I've spent the last few months. I really haven't had many political conversations here on YouTube because I've just been so utterly exhausted, which I'm sure many of you can relate with. But there are a whole variety of worries, but I do think that there is the potential for the next 4 years to be detrimental on our fight toward improving the state of gay loneliness in this country. My worry is very much the younger generation, especially kids who are in middle school or high school, because if there's one thing I know, it's that the up and coming administration really is trying their hardest to target the LGBTQ plus community legislatively, not only with regard to our access to things, but also with regard to schools, etc. And honestly, I really worry about programming in schools that promote not only DEI but also outlets for LGBTQ plus people. Now, going back 20 years ago when I was in high school, one thing I really would have benefited from would have been, a school gay straight alliance. And I know today, now that there are more of them, although they are dwindling, those have been at the forefront of helping thwart gay loneliness because they have provided a crucial outlet for people in our community. With this new administration, I think schools are going to be put under a lot of pressure. Schools are going to be put under the pressure of removing any DEI policies. They're going to be put under the pressure of eliminating these programs meant to create a sense of belonging and inclusion. And that's going to really set us back in the battle against gay loneliness a good 20 years. And I personally do not want LGBTQ plus people, especially the newer generation, to experience that level of isolation. Do I think it'll be entirely the same as it used to be? I don't think so, because I think that there is a greater societal awareness about the fact that we do exist and that we do belong. But I think that there are a lot of really hateful voices out there who are given platforms and who are allowed to bring their opinions to the forefront that damage us. Now, here is the biggest question. What can we do as people who have experienced gay loneliness to help other people in the LGBTQ plus community, especially those in younger generations in these spaces, these very crucial formative spaces? How can we help? What can we do? Well, voting is probably the biggest important thing. I would say a big area of voting that people overlook would be local elections, especially school board elections, because school boards are often the decision makers that really set the stage for whether there are DEI policies or these extracurricular / added groups like GSAs to help create a sense of belonging. I think voting, going to school board meetings, and during public comment sessions, sharing your perspective. If you have a story, share your story. You don't need to do it in exactly the same form that I'm doing it, but maybe like write your story, share it around, because even though we are going into what many are worrying will be a very difficult next 4 years, our representation is still important. We still exist. We still need to show up when we're able, because what they want is to minimize us and erase us. We see that happening legislatively with all of these different book bans. Excuse me, book bans, a whole variety of other bits of legislation limiting our access to things. And we have to be here. We have to show up. And I know that sometimes we need to scale back to kind of cater to our bandwidth. I've been there. I spent the last month doing that, but now I'm feeling ready to continue voicing myself, to continue this conversation about gay loneliness and how we could be impacted by it simply by people in power, right? Anyway, share your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know how you're doing. Click like for the algorithm as always, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.